eventually you begin to succumb to the tenets and principles that the enemy releases to them. The devil has an assignment, and his assignment is to make you believe that you do not need God. You can't do without God and have a sustainable blessing, and at the end see him eyeball to eyeball. He turned the captivity of Zion around. Zion was chained hand and feet. Zion was restricted by the waist. Zion experienced every yoke, everybody, until the finger of God stepped in, until the feet of the Lord stepped in. Child of God, one day Paul was speaking to them in the church in Galatia, and Paul said to them, who bewitched you? Who bewitched you? Who bewitched? So a believer can be bewitched. Child of God, one day in Acts of the Apostles chapter 12, I discovered a man by the name Peter, that one that will always sit by the right hand side of Jesus. I discovered that he was in captivity for years. They were waiting to ostracize him, to kill him, to slaughter him after Easter. But the moment God stepped in, divine intervention, divine visitation, the moment God stepped in, the prison gates scatters. One day in Acts of the Apostle chapter 16, it was Paul the Apostle, the one that will propagate to third of the entire New Testament. No wonder they've seen his glory. No wonder they had to put him in incarceration, because they don't want that glory to manifest. But the moment God stepped in, the prison gate was shattered. Child of God, God cannot set in, God cannot step in, and at the same time you experience imprisonment, except you are the most foolish man that ever and will ever live on the earth. And that's why I'd like you to quickly take note of this, that every visitation of God comes with divine opportunity. I'll repeat quickly. Every visitation of God comes with divine opportunity. Every visitation, you can be so casual when we pray a prayer that seems casual to you, and that may be where the visitation of God lies. Every visitation of God comes with divine opportunity. This guy that suffered, and the moment God stepped in verse 1 of Psalm 126, that was the beginning of their change of encounter, change of story. It was as though they were dreaming, too good to be true. No wonder I checked the life of Anna. Anna asked, Anna bargained with God for one child, and God in turn gave her 6 overflowing harvests. She only asked for one, and God said, you asked for one, right? Because you chose to dedicate that child to me, I'm going to give you 6. She never knew what God was up to from 1 to 2 to 3. Imagine you asking God for one thing, and God going out of his way to give you 10. Oh, that happened to this week. These guys are sleeping. Imagine you asking God for one destiny lifting, and God says, okay, these guys, was that not the ideology of what's it called, of Solomon? He asked God for wisdom, just wisdom, so that he can be able to paddle this stubborn Israelite. Child of God, God on top of wisdom gave him life. God on top of wisdom gave him wealth. God on top of wisdom gave him rest roundabout. Who is God talking to this week? You will ask for one, he will give you 10. Oh, every visitation of God comes with divine opportunity. Please take note of that. When God visits, opportunities around. Don't close your eyes, don't close your ears, don't close your mouth. Yes, don't close your eyes, don't close your ears, don't shut your mouth, because you can only activate these opportunities with the eyes, with the seeing eyes, with the hearing ear, and with the speaking mouth. That is how to activate this opportunity, with the seeing eyes, with the hearing ear, and with the speaking mouth, with a body, a life, a spirit, a life sensitive to touch. Child of God, all this opportunity came. How was Joseph able to recognize that those guys that were with him in the prison were going to be his next step, his stepping stone to the next level? He treated them fine, hospitality. He treated them well, and that was part of those guys that recommended him before the king Pharaoh and brought him to the top of the pinnacle in the entire land of Egypt. Child of God, can I pray for 7 of you? Raise your right hand. You won't miss your opportunity. It's a golden prayer, golden prayer. It's a golden prayer. It's a golden prayer. It's a golden prayer. A lady came here, courtesy of a friend, and when she got here, sometimes November last year, and as she got here, October, November last year, and as she got here, a friend casually introduced her, and I was looking at that friend, that person that brought her, that happens to be a little bit in quote close to us, and as she introduced her friend casually, I saw how her friend was looking. She was composing and comporting herself. The moment her friend left, excuse her, she knelt down straight before me, and as she knelt down, she held my legs, and she said, Pastor, you are my father. I won't let you go. You must help my life. I said, but this is your first time. He says, I leave that my friend. She cannot see. I have seen something in you. Within 5 minutes, you must help my life. Within 5 minutes, she was talking to me. I looked at her and she started crying. And I saw, you see that she's pretending. And again, even if you are pretending, but again, I saw the comportment. I saw the understanding, the wisdom in that fair lady. And child of God, the friend was outside making noise and garrulous and lousy outside, laughing with people outside. She was here. She held me and she said, you must help me, sir. I have been trying to have a visa for years, this close to 9 years, 8 9 years, and every time they will tell me, is it that they can't find my record or they throw my application away? He said, this was exactly what happened to my mother, the mother that gave birth to her. He said she tried on 2 occasions, they threw application away. On 2 occasions she got the the visa, but her husband, that's her father, refused her from crossing. And she said, so I understand that this thing is in our destinies, in our family, but forces would not want us to cross. He said, Pastor, I have come to hold you. I didn't come to transact with you. You are my father, and I've come to be your daughter in this church. And I said, okay, before I proceed, make sure you keep coming. He said, sir, you don't need to tell me. I said, I am your daughter, I'm a member. She kept on coming. That very beautiful Sunday, that was where she sat, just on the 3rd row there where that brother is. And as we were ministering, the Spirit of the Lord said to me, now remove the chains. Right from this altar, I stretched my hands in that direction. She didn't know I was talking to her or I was ministering to her. Right there, because her spirit was open, she fell down. That was the beginning of her good news. That was the beginning of her success. 2 months after, just when the UK government was about to place a restriction on that particular package, she was just about among the last batch of people that get that sponsorship at that very time. She came, she said, Pastor, your God has done it. What seems impossible, child of God, our friend up to date is still around. They come to church. All they come to do, they don't carry fire. No life in them. The only thing they see is error. The only thing they see is fault. The only thing they see is mistakes. The only thing they see is present tense and past tense. Somebody walked in and grabbed something and traveled. One day she came to me. She said, Pastor, I've been around here and people come, I invite people, and all of them have testimony about me. I said, it is not about you being around me. It is not about proximity. It's about spirituality. Child of God, don't miss out of opportunity. Unexpected things happen when God comes visiting. Unexpected things happen when God comes visiting. One outcome of divine or sudden visitation is amazing testimony of sudden turnaround. Amazing testimonies of sudden amazing turnaround of sudden testimonies. Yes, that leads to laughter. That was what happened in Psalm 126 to the children of Israel. Amazing testimonies of sudden turnaround. God can step in and there's no turnaround. God can visit and there's no amazing testimony. God can step in and there's no amazing turnaround. God can step in and there's no sudden testimonies. It's not possible. Very quickly, child of God, divine visitation is heaven intervention in the